Hey chat, we're back with another video. It has been 3 months nearly because I think the last video I uploaded was literally April 8th before my trip. No, I uploaded a video the last night of my trip as well. So it's been 2 months and a half or so. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird sitting down and recording another video. I can't lie and say that I've had the urge to do it ever since I did. Just because when I came back from my trip, literally the day after that, after I recorded that video, I was supposed to come home, and my flight, at first it was delayed, then it was canceled, so I had to stay like a whole extra day. And that experience just kind of off put my coming back home and like the good energy that I had riding off of it. And then when I came back home at work, there was something that I was kind of like expecting that didn't happen, and so it also got me a little bit down. And then it's been just, I don't know, like stuff going on. And yeah, but anyways, back on topic. Is it the point of saying that is that it kind of messed up my rhythm, in the sense that I knew like exactly what I wanted and kind of like what my goals were and everything for the rest of the year before. And then when I came back, just things weren't going how I was expecting, because that's life, right? And it happens. And it just kind of messed up my recording rhythm, etc. So I didn't have like the energy to sit down and hit record and like come to you with something new, because the truth is that at the time I didn't have anything new to say. I feel like I had said all that I needed to say up to that point, and at that point all that was left was kind of like going through a new experience and learning and growing. And then I figured I didn't want to force anything. I didn't want to record a video just because. I wanted to be able to talk about something because I wanted to and because I felt it. And that's what I'm doing now, because I know in one of the last videos I had mentioned that I sort of like stopped journaling as much because I felt like I was growing like a weird connection to the journals. But when I stopped journaling in that regard, the videos kind of became like my output, right? So like when I started recording the videos in December or November, I was going through so much internally, and that being able to externalize it and look at it objectively through the video, or just putting it out there, getting it out of my head and into the world, right? It helped me to process what I was going through, and it helped me to objectively see that what I was going through was normal, and it wasn't a big deal, and it was like, it's okay, like I'm gonna get through it, and that it was a part of life, and that it was gonna be a continuous thing that was going to happen. And these past about almost 3 months now, and not taking the videos and not really journaling and just kind of living like in the day-to-day and like navigating like a new environment and something new in my life, I don't know, it has felt to a point like I was just living in my head again, because I wasn't externalizing it or really being able to put it out there in a clear, objective way. And so I started to kind of overthink it. And today is Tuesday. I took the day off from work. There's nobody home right now. The space is my own. And, as much as we live and exist in community, and it's good to have the community around you and people around you, it's good to have these sort of moments that you just have to yourself, and that you don't feel like you have to perform in any sort of way, and I know obviously there's people out there that you're going to meet, that you're going to feel at home with and comfortable with, and you're not going to feel like you have to perform. But if you don't really have those people around you at certain times, then it does feel calming and relieving being in your own space and with your own energy and just being able to be you and objectively look at what you want and where you want to go, how you feel without anybody around you affecting you. And that's just kind of what I'm taking the day to do right now. And what I wanted to talk about over the last 3 months is I just wanted to re-emphasize the importance of having your own kind of like self-identity and self-image, having like a clear depiction of who you are outside of any outside influences, because as I've said like in the other videos también, nobody is going to experience you or perceive you the way that you experience and perceive yourself because of how you may interact differently with them, somebody you remind them of from their life and their past, etc. So you can't, and this is for me, I think that's like huge, and I know it's something that I have to work on, but people's energies around me affect me a lot, okay? It's hard for me to be grounded in myself in an environment where there's a lot of chaos, and it's something that I've been working on. It's something that I've gotten a lot better at, but it's not something I'm perfect at, and that's why it's difficult for me to be able to express myself wholeheartedly and authentically in some environments around certain people where I just don't feel like it's safe to do so. And I feel like we all have that, where we put up kind of like a facade to a certain extent, because it's very rare the people that you're around that you can comfortably and vulnerably be yourself. And so I feel like it's a normal human experience to kind of censor yourself or act a certain way around certain people. And I feel like it takes a lot of courage to show up authentically as you are, no matter who you're around. And that's a skill that I do want to build, and something that I do aspire to be able to accomplish. And it's harder around some people more than it is others, because there are some people that unfortunately are going to use that and not see it like as a strength, but they're going to be like, how can I exploit this, and kind of try to do that. And you just have to have the strength to move on beyond that. But I feel like the stronger that your sense of self is, your self-image, and how you feel internally about who you are, and that you're comfortable with the image that you're putting out into the world, the easier that will be to do. And when you've been putting up a front around certain people just because that's kind of like the image of you that they're accustomed to, at first when you start to be yourself, it can be really jarring for them, and it can be hard for people around you to accept. So yeah, just these past 3 months, I've noticed like how different relationships and dynamics in my life bring out different parts of me, and I've just been trying to navigate that. And I feel like it's just re-emphasized the importance of feeling that connection with yourself and feeling happy with what you're doing and where you're going, and knowing that it's something that you truly do want to do, because that's when everything else will make sense. If you don't have that, you will sort of feel like you're wandering around. And so that's kind of like what I wanted to talk about, and just let you guys know that it's normal, it's human, and it's something that you're probably never going to fully master or feel like you have, even if you do, because it's in our humanity, right? And so that's why it's important to have those core grounding values, and like knowing who you are and where you're going. Just because I feel like unless you have that, there's some situations that you're not going to feel like you can show up authentically or how you want to. And then by not doing that, you're kind of like impeding the cycle of maybe somebody needed to hear something that you needed to say, or maybe somebody needed like a word that you needed to speak to them, and then because you and your own insecurity or anxiety, you weren't able to show up fully for them. Maybe they weren't able to get what they needed from the interaction or the experience. And it's just something I've been thinking about, because we owe it to more than just ourselves to show up authentically, because when you're able to do that, when you're able to reflect that for other people, you're able to inspire others, even in micro ways that could then lead to something bigger and bigger. So I just wanted to reemphasize the importance of just being you, showing up authentically, and letting things, don't hold on to things from fear. Don't feel like you have to perform to keep certain things in your life. If it's going to be, it's going to be, it's going to be easy, in the sense that you're not going to have to feel like you're performing all the time. Show up authentically, and what's meant to be will be. And you have to be okay with the end result of that, and letting go of trying to control the outcome. That's when you can truly and authentically show up, because you have nothing to lose and you have the world to gain from showing up like that every single day. And I feel like sometimes the routines of life can make us kind of feel like we're constantly just like on the hamster wheel, just going round and round. And so it's good to take these little breaks, but also it's good to, like I said, I wanted to build a life that you don't feel like you need to escape from. And that's the most important thing, because at the end of the day, you have to live with yourself, your choices, your decisions. And so you don't want to be making them out of fear. You want to be making them out of love. And that's it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I hope everybody's been having a great summer. The World Cup, I literally haven't watched a single match this year, which is insane. But today, July 7th, is like the last two Latin America teams that are playing. So we have Colombia at 4 p.m. and then Argentina at 12 p.m. And I'm gonna try to like kind of keep up with the results of those. And yeah, I hope everybody's been having a great summer. Let me know in the comments if you have any summer vacation trips planned or anything coming up that you're really excited about. Let me know how you've kind of like overcome the need to feel like you need to perform in certain situations or environments, and how you find the courage to be yourself despite your fears. Mwah. I hope everybody has a great day.